Joe Rulin here, joined along with special guest Jace Lombardo, Staten Island stud from last year. Hey, 23 goals, 20 assists for the Ox last season, one of the top scorers. And talk to me about your experience with the Blue Ox. What was that like?
Unbelievable. You know, my coaches, my teammates, everybody involved knows how much I loved it here. Never took a minute for granted. I mean, I get one weekend off, and here I am. So it says everything you need to know.
You also, how did you get to know about the Blue Ox, and how did that come about?
It was always my dream. I was always a Minnesota kid. I was born in the wrong state for sure. So figuring out where I wanted to play my last juniors year, reached out to a couple Minnesota teams, came here, skated with Jay, skated with Cooper Nielsen, Eli Pukner from last year, and it was pretty quick. I made my decision that this was going to be home.
Well, I'll tell you, in one of your first games, I know your mother flew in. They were sitting on the runway for a while. They didn't get a chance to see you until they got here for overtime, and you went on to score the game-winning goal just as she walked through those doors. That had to be some nice excitement for both of you.
Yeah, I mean, it was a hectic day for sure, but she got here for the good part, you know. I got hurt earlier in that game, got hurt the shoulder a little bit, so she didn't see that, which is good. She saw the good part. Overtime winner, that's all she needs to see.
Hey, what is it about scoring goals? Some guys just kind of have that ability to close it up. And what did you do to become so great at scoring the puck?
I got to give credit to my teammates. You know, I was put in a good position. You know, I was pretty lucky to have such a consistent chemistry with my line mates, Jaden White and Nick Corpy. So, you know, they would put me in good positions, and I just wouldn't hesitate. You know, when the opportunity presents itself, you take it. And, you know, I'll take some luck with it, too, you know.
Hey, Staten Island, I know you're a Minnesota fan. Is there a favorite Minnesota hockey player for the Wild?
Yeah, well, my favorite player of all time is Zach Parise. He's the reason why I started playing hockey in the first place. So he's definitely my all-time favorite player. As of right now on the Wild, I love Matt Boldy. I love Joel Eriksson-Ek. I love how he plays. Brock Faber's another one. So.
What do you like about Eriksson-Ek, what his play specifically?
He's just such a complete player. You know, he's a two-way guy. He can take face-offs. He's great on the PK, great on the power play. It's kind of how I wanted to try to play last year. You know, any way I could give back to the team and try to help our team win, whether it be on the power play, whether it be on the penalty kill. I know me and White had a lot of success on the penalty kill last year, scoring a lot of shorthanded goals. We were better on shorthanded than we were on the power play. So that's kind of what I like to be, a complete hockey player.
Remind me also of the family that you stayed with last year here.
Yeah, so I stayed with Lars Gerlitz, you know, Terry Gerlitz, Marcus Gerlitz. Their family. You know, I met up with them today to get some lunch. They were awesome. You know, they are awesome. So I can't thank them enough for really pulling me in and making my time here in Minnesota that much better.
One last question, too. How did you get interested in the game of hockey, and when did you get your start?
My mom is a huge fan of the game. Funny story, she called my local rink before I was even born. As soon as she found out she was having a boy, she called the rink, asked how old I need to be to learn to skate. They asked how old I was. It's like, oh, he'll be here in a couple months. So it was always destined for me to play hockey, and I'm super grateful for the opportunities.
Was that out in Rye, New York?
Staten Island, New York.
It was. I know you're in Staten Island, but I thought she had worked at Rye, at the rink there for a while, or maybe not.
No, she's a city girl, Staten Island raised, as well as my grandma. Everybody Staten Island. Rangers family. I'm the only one. That's a disappointment to my family in that sense, but it is what it is.
Well, I was always a Ron Duguay fan. We have the same hair, and that's before they could not wear helmets. But no, great history, great tradition. And hey, I'm excited. You're going to join us in that second period for a little commentary about, hey, what you see. We're also going to talk a little bit about the NCDC in the Rockets itself, as Stemper has now been called up and promoted there. You know a little bit about that organization, and we'll get into that discussion. But for the time being, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the conversation. I wanted people to get a visual of you before we go straight to the color. Jace Lombardo, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.